family, and in that simple, beautiful truth, they had found everything they would ever need. One afternoon, as the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the family gathered in the living room. The room was warm and inviting, a reflection of the people who inhabited it. They talked, they laughed, and they shared the stories of their lives. It was a moment of connection, a moment of profound gratitude for the journey they had traveled together. Melissa looked at each of them in turn, her heart full of love and admiration. She saw the strength in Joe, the brilliance in Lennox, and the curiosity in Ryder. She saw the way they looked at each other, with a sense of understanding and respect that could only have been born from years of shared experience. She knew that they were ready for whatever the future might hold, for they were equipped with the tools they needed to thrive. She realized that the house was not just a collection of rooms. It was the heart of their family, the place where they had learned to be themselves, to support each other, and to grow. It was the witness to their triumphs and their tribulations, the silent observer of their journey. It was the foundation upon which they had built their lives, and it would always be a place of love, of sanctuary, and of home. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, they went their separate ways, to rest, to reflect, and to prepare for the day ahead. Each of them carried with them the peace that comes from knowing that they were part of something bigger, something more important than themselves. They were part of a family, a unit that was built on the pillars of love, respect, and shared purpose. And in that, they were and would always be complete. The life they had chosen was not easy, but it was meaningful. It was a life that was defined not by the absence of struggle, but by the presence of growth. It was a life that was defined not by the pursuit of personal ambition, but by the commitment to the well-being of those they loved. It was a life that was, in every sense of the word, a success. And so, the house stood on the quiet street, a beacon of hope in the community, a place where people knew they could find support, understanding, and love. The lives of the people who lived there continued to unfold, a testament to the fact that when we choose to embrace our responsibilities, to honor our relationships, and to live with purpose, we can create a world that is brighter, better, and more beautiful for everyone. The story of Melissa, Joe, Lennox, and Ryder was not an end, but a beginning, a reminder that the possibilities of the human spirit are truly infinite. As they looked toward the future, they knew that there would be challenges. They knew that life would continue to present them with puzzles to solve, with obstacles to overcome, and with lessons to learn. But they also knew that they would face these challenges together, with the strength of their bonds, the power of their love, and the resilience of their spirits. They were ready, and in that readiness they found the ultimate peace. The city continued to bustle outside, the sound of the traffic a constant reminder of the world that moved on. But within the walls of their home, there was a sanctuary of quietude, a place where the pressures of the world could not reach. They had created a space that was theirs, a space where they could be themselves without fear or doubt. They had created a life that was worth living, a life that was full of meaning, purpose, and joy. Each day was a new opportunity, a new page in the book they were writing together. They approached each day with a sense of wonder, a sense of gratitude, and a sense of responsibility. They knew that their lives were a gift, a precious, fleeting experience that was meant to be shared, to be enjoyed, and to be cherished. And they lived each day with that understanding, with a depth of appreciation that touched everything they did. As they grew and evolved, they remained true to the values that had brought them together. They continued to be honest with each other, to listen with an open mind, and to act with integrity in all that they did. They remained committed to the idea that their lives were not just about their own personal success, but about the contributions they could make to the world around them. They remained at their core a family. And so, the story continued, a beautiful, evolving, and inspiring journey. They had found their way, they had built their home, and they had created a life that was a reflection of the best parts of themselves. They were proof that, with love, dedication, and a commitment to one another, even the most challenging circumstances can be transformed into a source of profound strength and joy. And for that, they would always be grateful. In the quiet of the night, as the world slept, Melissa, Joe, Lennox, and Ryder rested, knowing that they were not alone. They had each other, and in that, they had everything. They had built a home, they had fostered a family, and they had lived a life that was, and would always be, a testament to the power of the human heart to find its way, to grow, and to thrive no matter the circumstances. And with that knowledge, they faced the promise of each new day with courage, with hope, and with an unwavering commitment to the love that bound them together. The morning light would come, the day would begin again, and they would continue their journey, side by side. They would face the world with a sense of purpose, with a commitment to their values, and with an enduring sense of gratitude for the life they had built. They would continue to learn, to grow, and to contribute, and they would do it together as a family. And in that simple truth, they had found the meaning of life itself, a truth that was as enduring as the stars in the night sky. The house on the quiet street remained, a symbol of their journey, their love, and their family. It was a place where stories were told, where lessons were learned, and where the bonds of kinship were forged. It was a place where they had found each other, and where they had built a future that was full of hope and promise. And as they moved forward, they did so with the knowledge that they were part of something greater than themselves, a love that would continue to guide them, to support them, and to sustain them for as long as they lived. And so, the story ends not with a conclusion but with a beginning, a reminder that the path to a meaningful life is not a straight line, but a journey that we take one day at a time with the people we love and the values we hold dear. It is a journey that is full of surprises, of challenges, and of rewards, and it is a journey that is worth taking, in every way. And as they walked their path, they did so with joy, with purpose, and with the enduring knowledge that they were together, and that was all that truly mattered. The echoes of their laughter, the memories of their shared experiences, and the wisdom they had gained continued to fill the house, a testament to the lives they had led and the love they had shared. They had left an indelible mark on each other, a legacy that would continue to grow, to evolve, and to inspire long after they had moved on to the next chapter of their lives. They had lived, they had loved, and they had grown, and in that they had found the true meaning of success, a success that was measured not by the world's standards, but by the contentment of their own hearts. And so, as the sun set on the quiet street, it also set on the chapter of their lives they had shared together in that house. They moved on, but the spirit of their family, the values they had upheld, and the love they had cultivated remained. They took with them the memories of the lessons they had learned, the challenges they had overcome, and the laughter they had shared. And as they walked into the future, they did so with the knowledge that they were always a family, no matter where life might take them. The world would continue to present them with new challenges, new opportunities, and new adventures. But they were ready, for they were equipped with the strength of their bonds, the depth of their love, and the wisdom of their journey. They had found their way, they had built their home, and they had created a life that was a testament to the power of the human heart to find its way, to grow, and to thrive no matter the circumstances. And for that, they would always be grateful. In the end, it was not the politics, the money, the cars, or the houses that defined their lives. It was the people they had become, the connections they had fostered, and the love they had shared. It was the understanding that life is a precious, fleeting experience, one that is meant to be lived with courage, with purpose, and with a heart that is open to the beauty of the world. It was a realization that had changed them forever, and it was a truth that would guide them for the rest of their lives. And so they lived, and they loved, and they continued to write the story of their lives, one day, one moment at a time. And as the world turned and the sun